Hey guys, welcome back to the Cool Classic Kids Show, and today we have to talk about Avowed because, I don't know what this is gonna turn into. Honestly speaking, it could turn into a rant, it could turn into a discussion, it could be something in between. But we have some confirmation as to how Avowed is gonna run on the consoles. And shout out to the Iron Lords podcast. They have an exclusive interview, along with Mr. Matty Plays, a Q&A with the Avowed game developers from Obsidian, and let they themselves tell you how Avowed is gonna run on the consoles. Take it away, Obsidian game devs and Lord Cognito.
As far as the development process and stuff like that. Now, I don't know if you could talk about this part right now, but I was curious about console performance, specifically Series X. Can we talk frame rates at this time, or we're waiting a little?
Well, I'm
not yet.
Probably not the best person to. Oh, sorry, talking off mic. I'm probably not the best person to talk about that. We can probably. We can probably.
Yeah, I mean, nitty gritty of it. Performance is one of the last things we figure out, right? We are core, and I think we've announced this elsewhere. We are core targeting 30 frames per second bare minimum. Like that's the expectation. It's a first-person single-player game. You don't necessarily need that 60 frames, and that allows us to get a lot juicier with VFX and lighting and all this other stuff. So it's a trade-off we opted to make relatively early, and we're really happy with that. I mean, the game's running pretty smooth for how visually dense it is, and that was always our goal. But as far as like a greater understanding of performance spec, we're still figuring all that out. It's one of the last things you do. So, yeah.
So there's no official confirmation yet, but they are indeed targeting 30 FPS. Yes, we don't call it FPS here. We call things 60 FPS, 120 FPS, 165 FPS, 240 FPS. Those deserve to be called FPS. When we discuss 30 here, console gremlins, it is 30 FPS, because that's what it is. And for this absolute clown to sit here and tell you, oh, this game doesn't need 60 FPS. It's targeting 30 because an RPG game like this doesn't need anything better than that. And shout out to the Iron Lords. It's no disrespect to them at all. They obviously, when they're interviewing game developers, they don't want to necessarily be problematic, and I get that. It's more so I'm glad that they got this interview specifically so that we can get some answers. That's the important thing. That's why I'm glad that this interview exists. But goddamn, I wish just for once, when any of these interviews go down, if it be at IGN, if it be with Iron Lords, if it be for everyone else in between, I wish someone for once in their fucking life would just ask these developers, do you care about the people that actually prefer performance and higher frame rates? Do you care about them at all on the console? Because, at this point, they don't. And what kills me is console gremlins defending this shit. At this point, look. And you could say, oh, Cass, you're on PC. Who cares? You're going to be able to run it at 60 FPS. Yes, absolutely. You know why? Because I'm unwilling to settle for less. You can't sit here and honestly, Xbox dudes have been doing nothing but bitching and whining, and you know what? It's justifiable in many instances. If you're on an Xbox console, it sucks balls for you. It really does. I feel bad. It does. But I don't have to deal with that. And my thing is, look, you have to deal with it. Why are some of you sitting here willing to settle for shit? And what's crazy, guys, what's crazy about this entire situation really is that how Starfield went down is literally happening again before your eyes. What did Bethesda say? Oh, this game is an RPG game. It doesn't need 60 FPS. 30 FPS is totally fine. even on consoles, I mean, even on PC, they were giving us the runabout, like, oh, get a better PC. Like, the fuck, bitch? What are you talking about? Like, across the board, performance for this game, it was not optimized well at all. A lot of us had to be willing to settle. Thankfully, I never had to see 30 FPS on Starfield, ever. Thankfully, even when I had a 3060. But you're literally console gremlins on the Xbox. You are watching the Starfield debacle happen again before your eyes. This is what's going to happen with Avowed. Guess what? You're going to suck dick at 30 FPS. That's what you're going to do. And then guess what's going to happen? In a year, Avowed is going to get announced for the PS5. And that is when you're going to get the 60 FPS patch. You know why? Because it's going to PS5, where they want to give them, specifically, the 60 FPS over the 30, just the 30 FPS option. You know why? Because, well, over there, they're used to having options. And you guys will make excuses to settle for 30 FPS with 0 options at all. And then the thing is, you sit here and you bitch and you whine how you're mistreated my Xbox, how you're last on the list from Microsoft to appease. But then you're willing to settle for this. You have no right to complain at this point. Either you complain thoroughly, clearly, or settle for Phil Spencer lying to your ass. Because you deserve it at that point. If you're willing to be treated like a bitch, then you will be treated like a bitch. And you should definitely be on their ass. You know why? Because PS5 is definitely going to get that 60 FPS patch day one when Avowed comes to that platform. But you're going to play the game at the shit 30 FPS frame rate. That's how you're going to experience Avowed day one. But those guys on PS5, they're at least going to have the option. They may still settle for 30 FPS because there's some console gremlins out there that are, they're a little bit stupid. It's really that simple. They're just a little bit stupid. But they're going to have the option to choose between the two, whereas you're not until like a year later. And if you say, oh, that's not going to happen, motherfucker, Starfield literally is the playbook, the blueprint of this shit. If you choose to think that Obsidian is somehow above that, they're better, or they're just they're being truthful, oh, it's we're targeting 30. They're targeting 30 for some of the dumbest reasons. And he literally explains it. We want to show off all them extra effects, blah, blah, blah. We don't want to give you options because we want all this little extra bullshit that really is only meant for PC at the end of the day. We want that to actually come across, in the gameplay. So we're not going to give you options on how you want to play your video game. It's absolutely, it's flabbergasting at this point. If you settle for this, you deserve to be lied to. If you settle for this, you deserve to be treated worse than PS5 gamers get treated by Microsoft because you're willing to do so. Especially when it matters the most. You bought a Xbox Series X console especially? Oh man, bro. What are you doing? You have no right to complain if you're gonna settle for this. You bought a box that says 4K capable, 8K capable, 60 hertz capable, 120 hertz capable, and you're still settling for 30 FPS. You guys, honestly, console gremlins are just the laughing stock of gaming. They don't realize it. The only people that are tried and true, and really they weren't sold complete total lies, is Switch gamers, man. Switch gamers. Yo, it is crazy. I cannot believe some of the absolute mental midget behavior that I have to sit here and look at because of y'all. Look, man, I was like, oh, look, it's Starfield all over again with the whole 30 FPS debacle. And this clown here is like, bruh, no one honestly gives a shit if the game is 30 FPS or not. You're a lying sack of shit. You're a liar. No one? You mean you don't care? But guess what? You are nobody. You think you account for everyone with your dumb take. You are a nobody. Who are you to speak for every single gamer that's on specifically a Series X? If you bought a Series S, you don't really deserve to even have options, honestly. You chose to pay what, like $200 less to not have options. It is what it is. Nobody cares. But if you're a Series X owner, yes, you should care. You should care that you actually have options. And this dude, Dark Prometheus 112, you are a clown. Nobody cares about your opinion because guess what? Your opinion is from that of a nobody. And he said, nobody gives a S about 30 FPS. Not if the game is good or bad. If the game has the option to run at 60, it is automatically better. Why would you not aim for the best that you can get? No one is complaining today about Starfield that it was 30 FPS at launch that didn't like it. That's absolute lies. At launch, before, when it was announced that the game would be at 30 FPS, there were plenty of people that were very upset with that. And the reason why no one complains now is because the game now runs at 60 optional, you clown. They complained about lack of content. They complained about a lot of things. You know why? Because Starfield has multiple issues. FPS doesn't matter if your game is good or bad. And guess what? You are the clown take of the day. Congratulations. Put on your big red nose, put on your clown hair hat, and go drive around in a little go-kart. Stick your fat ass in a little clown go-kart, brother, because that's where you belong. Absolute garbage. People like this deserve to be treated last by Xbox because you have given them the leeway to do so for a while now. Yeah, guys, let me know what you think about this. Maybe, I tried to be reasonable. I don't think YouTube is going to think so. So, if you can, help the video get out there by hitting the like button, subscribing to the channel. Follow me over on Twitter. I have a new Twitter because my old Twitter got yeeted. It's at Mario Kart. The link is in the description below. Check out the merch because I'm sure a lot of butthurt console gremlins are going to be in my comments. So while you're at it, go buy yourself a t-shirt so you can perfectly distinguish that you are indeed a console gremlin. Because, gotta at least make you guys look cool when you're out here acting like a clown, right? But yeah, also got a bunch of other merch. Ziggy t-shirts, Cult Classic Cage merch, all that stuff. Link is in the description below at cultclassiccage.com. And yeah, guys, with all being said, I'm out. Peace.